saying a word.
Blah, blah, blah. Word.
Just a man. When you start saying, a mountain is a mountain, a river is a river. But when in Zen, a mountain is not a mountain, a river is not a river. After learning Zen, a mountain is a mountain, and a river is a river.
set yourself. The fire you set yourself. Fire you set yourself. The fire you set yourself. Nasty bass. Nasty bass.
Warning: this program is intended for adults of legal drinking age. Whiskey is consumed and discussed. The intent is to educate our palates on the differences of whiskey flavors and not an intent to get drunk. Please drink responsibly.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to our show from the last time you watched it. This is I Fucking Love Whiskey. My name is Joseph Limbaugh, and let me tell you something, a little secret about me. I fucking love whiskey. I do. And as usual, I'm joined by my co-host, the delightful Andrew Pierce.
Why, hi, I'm Andrew Pierce, and I also fucking love whiskey. And today, unfortunately, we're not joined by a guest who they had a little bit of a stomach issue, and we went, fine, we'll reschedule for later. And today, Joseph and I are going on a trip to Japan.
That's right. Some of our previous guests, the delightful Tamlin and Danny, got us this advent calendar of Japanese whiskeys. And if you open up these little doors, they have little whiskeys, and I've just grabbed 6 of them and split them with Andrew. So we're gonna take a trip.
We're gonna take a trip.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, we're gonna go back to Scotland for a little special SMWS treat.
Little SMWS, you know.
Right.
I mean, the reason being we fucking love whiskey.
We fucking love whiskey.
Yeah.
So Thad, you might want to just like not open those bottles because we'll be using them again on the 24th.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't open them. Yeah.
Yeah, we really do. Thank you, Paul. Thank you for noticing.
Yeah. These are slightly smaller pours than we normally would do, so we probably won't science. And there are 6. We're going through 6 whiskeys, actually 7 whiskeys today. So this is going to be, but they all, smaller. This is the first one. These are the little bottles as they come out. This is what we have here. And they have little QR codes on the back, so you can see what the specific whiskey is, which is really, really cool. I think what a great little marketing deal.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Suntory Hibiki 17-year-old.
17-year-old.
Yeah, and the description here is Hibiki 17-year-old is one of the most recognizable bottles in Suntory's world-renowned product line. It has been a staple among whiskey enthusiasts for years. Fans were shocked this year when Suntory announced that they would be discontinuing the highly acclaimed bottle. Don't miss your chance to stock up on this Hibiki 17-year-old's bottle while you still can. Limited quantities remain. So this is this is pretty special.
So Joseph, you looked this up beforehand, and if I wanted to get a bottle of this, how much would that cost?
According to the link on the QR code from the back, it is $679.
Oh,
But that is discounted from $799. So.
that's excellent. But you'd probably pay that difference in shipping to get it to the US or Canada or wherever.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I'm sure that's that's probably before shipping though,
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice.
Oh yeah. It's got some butter in the nose.
It's interesting. Like Japanese whiskeys remind me somewhat of bourbons, but they're not as sweet as bourbons. They're like more refined and delicate, like kind of American bourbons to me often is what I find.
Well, so my one caveat about Japanese whiskeys is they need to be more clear about provenance, because they will buy whiskey from other countries and age it or just bottle it there and call it Japanese whiskey, and that does not seem like you're really keeping the provenance. But Suntory is a pretty reputable company.
Yeah, and this is a blended whiskey, I believe.
Say so.
One of the reviewers said it was blended. So wait, there's more information.
It just said 17-year-old on the bottle. It's about blended.
Bill Murray drank Hibiki in the movie Lost in Translation. Yeah, named the best whiskey in the world more than once. This whiskey has won international awards again and again. If you want to try the best, you must try Hibiki. I'm not Bill Murray. There's more information. Go ahead.
Bacon sandwich.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. What an interesting flavor. Like the nose did not prepare me for that at all.
That's
wow.
Amazing.
I can see why this is so popular.
Yeah.
That is really good.
It is just so perfectly refined. It is so well crafted. It's butter and just awesomeness.
Yeah, that smoothness is leaves a film in the mouth. Like I do feel like, clearly some artisans like took time crafting this flavor with laser precision. Like you could just tell that it, and I think that's also, I think it's probably good we're not putting water in these too, because I do feel like one of the things with Japanese whiskeys is they know, like they're like, this is the flavor we want, and we're gonna do that flavor. They know what they're doing. This is blended. What else? Alcohol strength 43% according to this. Oh, it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's drinking a lot of Scotch whiskeys, you get used to that roughness that it gives you, kind of beats up your tongue a little bit. This is so like a buttered bacon sandwich. That's the closest
I would agree.
The mouthfeel, the taste.
Yeah, if I was going to build a house in this, it would be a really nice, like very pristine kitchen. Would be most of the house, but it would in that kitchen you would be cooking like some very like I don't know, like rich foods, just like an oily fish or like a bacon, something really fatty foods, but prepared perfectly.
Like if I was going anywhere in Scotland with a nose like this, because Paul was asking in the chat, like a Speyside,
maybe a bit of Highland, maybe.
Like I'm thinking of something like a bourbon barrel Macallan, where it's maybe a second fill bourbon barrel, so you get an awful lot more oak than you do from the bourbon influence. No,
but it tastes to me like something with peat. You know what I mean? It tastes to me like something that's more, I don't know, like in that direction. Like it could almost be like, I don't know, like something that with like a lighter peat to it. Like not an Isla, but I've already drank it all.
No, yeah, it's so easy to go through it all. Yeah, I would think like a 5 ppm Bunnahabhain kind of peat maybe in the end.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Kind of like, oh, and by the way, peat. Yeah. It doesn't. It's not in the nose and it's not in the taste. It's in the finish. I think if you find peat there, for me.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not in the nose at all. Like it's
Oh.
clearly not.
Wow. Is it gauche to lick out your glass?
I mean, for like $700 a bottle, I feel like yes.
Our show, we can do whatever we want.
All right, what's next? Let's see. So next is Suntory Hakushu, 12-year-old, 2019 edition. Also Suntory is one of the largest makers, blah, blah, blah. This is just a description of, this particular 2019 bottle is an excellent 12-year-old whiskey distilled at Hakushu Distillery, an area surrounded by forests at the foot of the southern Japan Alps. Distillery Suntory, aged 12 years, blended. No, this is not blended. So yeah, let's see what this is all about.
The next one's going to be the blended.
The one after this one?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Pine tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, the pine sap.
There's an interesting like organic in there, like just an organic smell. I don't know what it is, like something from a forest, like a flower, a floral, like a bit of just an interesting floral scent. Maybe a bit of mint underneath it.
Yeah. I mean, that floral plus the mint is what I'm going towards, like just some pine tree sap. You just kind of break it off the tree and then it gets fresh air on the part that's not kind of calcified yet. And just,
yeah, this definitely reminds me of Oregon. Like it's like, cause I grew up in Oregon and it's just like those outdoorsy places with a lot of like, trees and rain. Like this gives me a sense of that, So it's got some really interesting smell in there that I just can't track it down.
You say in the chat, just notice the ghost of Whiskey Past in the corner. We had to have a guest because the layout doesn't work, which is two. Right? Look at our OBS operator. He's yelling at his screen. He's ranting about how hard it was. It's okay. Marie Slay says it makes sense, Ian. It's okay. No, don't weep. Don't weep. Oh no. Oh no.
It's not hard. It's not hard to get Ian to weep, though, to be fair.
And she loves it. So have some whiskey. You'll feel better.
Have you tasted this yet, Andrew?
I have not, no.
All right, let's go. Let's give it a sip of you. Oh, it's got a bit more of an edge to it. Not as it's in a good way. It's not smooth like the last one. It's like a little more aggressive.
Oh, I feel like there's a lot of peat in this in the finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it was like exploding in my mouth. It was pop, 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 pop. What is that? That's like I don't know, like a biscuit or something. I don't know. I don't know what.
Like, wait, you mean like a English biscuit or like an American biscuit?
An English muffin sort of thing. That
like a scone or like a what is it? Like an English muffin? You're talking about like an English muffin?
I think. Yeah, just kind of like
it definitely has like a pastry. There's definitely like a pastry, a flavor in there,
and maybe like some baking powder or something that's just not quite absorbed. That's kind of causing it to kind of erupt in your mouth like that.
It's interesting that Brooke Lossier is like, is it like a Bowmore? Like, I mean, it's hard to compare these, I think, to Scottish, to Scottish whiskeys. Because they are very different. It's like a new, some different flavors in there.
Like I'd go to like Highland Eastern.
That's specific.
Yeah, it's kind of a little darker flavor there.
There's a bit of citrus in here too, I think, in the nose I'm getting now.
Yeah, like what? Not Banff, but what else is in that?
Tawny? Poltani? Blair Raffle? Those are suggestions from Brooke Lossy.
Not quite that high. I'm thinking more. Hang on. Ian's not drinking the same stuff, but people are digging your kilt, Ian. Okay. What I'm thinking of a very specific distillery. Maybe like a Glenmoray or something. Strathila. Maybe a Strathila. Something. It's dumb to think that this is where this whiskey comes from, but that's kind of what I'm thinking it's like.
Like if you didn't know it was from Japan, that's where you would guess.
Yeah, I would say something like that. Maybe a Glenlossa, Glendronach.
Really nice.
It's really nice. Mm. Mm. Oh. And again, there's that umami kind of feeling to it at the end, that kind of buttery yumminess.
Yeah, like it coats your mouth in a way, like it has, you know. Huh. Such a nice finish.
Yeah. Oh, I fucking love whiskey. Well, you know, this may come as a surprise to people at home watching.
Don't. Oh man, come on.
Oh fuck. Oh, it's getting better. Mm.
Ah. All right. So,
Oh, bravo.
moving forward,
All right.
Yamazakura 963 Mizunara wood finish blended whiskey. This Yamazakura 963 is a delicious blended whiskey from the famous Japanese distillery that has been finished in Mizunara wood. Huh.
Right. The other Japanese whiskey we had with Aaron was finished in this as well. And what I read there is like it's a terrible wood to store whiskey in. It's very porous. It doesn't seal very well. So it's really hard to use, but it adds an interesting flavor.
All right. I dig that. Resulting in a complex and well-balanced whiskey that is a delight on the nose, palate, and finish. Like any whiskey from the distillery, it contains high-quality liquid that lovers of Japanese whiskey will rejoice in. Well, I fucking love whiskey.
I fucking love whiskey.
I fucking love Japanese whiskey. And
Yeah.
I also fucking love whiskey.
I do. We'll get to Paul's question in a minute.
Oh, wow. This is, I think this is, this smells like a, you know, like an SMWS or it's a blended whiskey, but to me it smells like a single cask from some interesting, you know, single cast from somewhere. It has, because it's an interesting nose.
It's towards that candy store.
Yeah.
No, it's got some sweetness in there, a little bit of sourness.
Major Paul says, this is a random and unrelated to everything, but now that it's warming up a bit, what's a good go-to whiskey for the heat that's coming to us folks in warmer climates? Oh, that's a good question.
Any whiskey.
Turn on your air conditioning and drink something that'll warm you up.
Yeah. It's just smart. It's just smart. Sitting outside, it depends. I think it would say night or day. Like I think at night you're gonna go peat it. I don't think there's any question, right?
Yeah.
During the day, you know, maybe a Highland.
Yeah, I think like a classic, you know, the classic laddie, right?
Classic laddie. Oh yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
a good summer.
That's a good summer whiskey, light and delicious and accessible. I mean, I drink this.
Well, while we're doing this, I think Thad might be watching. Here's to Thad getting married last Sunday. Here's to you. Congratulations to you and Cass. Slanjava.
Slanjava. Oh, you tasted it. I haven't tasted it.
Oh, yes, I did. Oh my.
Oh, that is rich and deep and dark.
Oh my.
Like I feel like I'm going inside of a tree. Like I feel like I'm going into walking into like I'm a druid and I'm like opening up a tree and living inside of it. Like that's this house. This house is inside of a magic tree. That's what that is right there.
I think you're totally right.
Oh my God, I
I
love
find
that.
it hard to believe there's not a sherry cask in this history somewhere. Like that's gotta be one of the casks blended in here because it is so rich. It's almost like cherry reduction, cherry sauce on your tongue.
Yeah, well, there very well could be, right? I mean, you know. Yeah.
Oh, it's like syrup. It's so thick, and it's so coating my mouth right now. Fuck, whiskey's amazing.
It's almost like, you know, I would almost go as so far as to say that I fucking love whiskey.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if it's pushed you to that already,
I think that's what I would say.
that's where you are. Just for those watching at home, we're not going to go to Ian for his tasting notes this week, but he's tasting a totally different set of whiskeys.
Yeah, these bottles are very small, which would be my only complaint to the people who produce this delightful advent calendar. These bottles are too small. But yeah, so there's really a
$700 whiskey. Yeah.
That's why we're doing that's also why we're doing 6 whiskeys, because they're much smaller pours than normal. Yeah.
Oh,
963.
don't know what that is.
I wonder. Well, that's the name of it. Like, I wonder what it refers to.
Well, that's what I mean. I don't know what it is. I didn't.
Oh, right.
I saw the name.
Yeah. I don't think. Yeah. So maybe someone in the chat can look up and find out what that means. No, the 963.
Yeah. Well, Paul just saying he likes Ian's setup. Yeah. Paul, Ian was the only other one to have a whiskey cam. As you can see, he's got an incredible tech setup there. His office right now is over 90 degrees because every computer in the house is in that office running something.
And a bunch of lights. I think he spent more on like tech equipment than he has on computers. You guys should do a show together.
Yeah.
You do all sorts of rack focus and, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd do a show with him.
Wow.
I'm going to say this is my favorite fucking whiskey.
That's my favorite fucking whiskey too.
That is my favorite whiskey. And I'm so disappointed because like there was literally 2 sips of that in here. Like that was my second sip and it's gone.
Yep.
Oh man, that's good.
But I mean,
oh boy.
I could have said that about the 17-year-old at the front too. Like, I don't think I've had a bad whiskey in this bunch. Not that I was expecting a bad whiskey, but one that I wouldn't have put my favorite label on. So
yeah,
I'm happy with that label on
this one stands out for me just because it's a little more bold and brash. Like it's a little more like, and that's just my taste profile. That's what I like. But
yeah. The 17-year-old is just
that buttery 17-year-old was so good. It was.
Yeah, I like a little rude guest that, so smooth getting in, but in the morning they wake up and they're like downstairs cooking bacon and rattling pans, and you're like, okay, all right.
But it's bacon. Yeah.
It's bacon, so you can't really be that mad at them. Yeah. Sakura.
Is that what's next? Yeah. The Essence of Suntory, Volume 4, Sakura Cask Finish. This has a bit more text to it. One of 2 bottles that make up the new Essence of Suntory Volume 4 Sakura and Rice release. This single grain whiskey was distilled at the Cheetah Distillery in 2000 before being aged in white oak barrels for approximately 15 years. But its journey didn't end there. It was then transferred to Sakura casks, cherry blossom wood, for a 3-year finishing period. The Sakura wood has had a profound and elegant effect on the whiskey. I'm not going to talk about the tasting notes. Let's smell it first, and then we'll.
Yes, cherry blossom, exactly right. Let me say.
We'll do like an SMWS with this. We'll tell our tasting notes, and then we'll see.
And we'll read theirs. Yeah.
Oh boy, now that's a candy store whiskey right there.
That is a nose. Wow.
That is like, that is a delicious, like open, like very light candy store filled with like, like I'm really like a candy store and a florist. Like it is so refreshing and open.
Yeah, there's a lot of fresh flowers right
Oh
next.
my God. I don't know why this reminds me of France. Like maybe because they have like, really nice open air markets there, or I don't know.
Or maybe
It's
they all wear cherry perfumed.
I'm not really getting cherries. I guess a little bit, but for me, I'm getting more floral scents than like.
Oh, number 2 down. Oh, Ian.
Yeah, this is a nose I could sit in forever. Like I'm gonna say just from smelling this is my favorite whiskey. It smells so good. There's also some interesting like organic fruit in there that I can't. Like I don't know, like maybe grapefruit, but it's like kind of sweeter than that.
That's
Like a sweet
I would say
grapefruit.
kiwi or
Oh. Yeah, Marja says cherry blossom is different from cherries, though. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever smelled cherry blossoms before. Until now, I guess.
I've smelled cherry blossoms. They smell pink.
oh my goodness.
Wow.
What
Oh
is
boy.
going on?
Oh my God.
What
That's
is
even
that?
better. Like I love that nose, but that taste, man, that's amazing.
I have
Holy-
not experienced that. That is there's whiskey around the outside, and then suddenly this little bulb of something pink and floral
Yes.
just appeared. Oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah, it's like this whiskey has like a juicy center. Like it's like you bite into it. It's like there's another flavor inside. It's like
Jolly
like
Rancher
a
or whatever?
It's well, no, Jolly Ranchers are hard candies all the way through, but it's like this is like a horrible analogy, but
Starburst.
it's like no, those don't have juice inside of it. It's like that gum from the 90s or the 80s that had like it squirted juice into your mouth. Like that's what I mean? Like it has or like a delicate pastry with like a like a flavor inside of it that is surprising. That's really good.
Someone in the chat's asking what the set is so that they can order one. Do you want to hold it up again?
Yeah, I'll hold it up.
And again, I don't know if they'll sell the same one again next year, but this was an advent calendar from Dekanta.
I don't know where they got it. It might have been at. I got to be careful. I don't want anything to fall. That might have been at duty free or something. I don't know, but
Right.
maybe you can order it somewhere, or maybe someone has it. Yeah. We'll be doing this again at some point too, because there's a lot more whiskeys in here. I did not drink them before Christmas.
No, you were very, very well.
I was well behaved. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. It's like we're kind of having to rush through these. No, we're not really rushing, but we're going faster than we normally do. But I just don't want to move on from this one. Like this nice.
One is crazy.
It's really nice. Like I really like the last one, but this is like my favorite whiskey right for
my favorite
sure.
whiskey. Danny and Tammy, thank you so much. This is just, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's just once again just like really drives home that like whiskey is so surprising. There are so many surprising flavors in this one beverage, and I don't know, it blows my mind. Should I read that? You want me to read the tasting notes?
Yes. What do they identify that as?
It brings cherries, mochi, and whiffs of sakura flowers on the nose before lychee, white grapes, and sweet honey dance on the palate. The scent of lychee, yeah. Well, it's lychee, isn't it?
Lychee, lychee.
Whatever. Yeah, it's pronounced lychee.
I apologize if I mispronounce
you,
any fruits, yeah, or other words. The scent of cherry blossom returns on the finish and lingers for a long time, while gentle wasabi spice hangs around in the background. All of this is delivered with a smoothness only found in the most carefully crafted expressions, making this a truly accomplished single grain whiskey. Now I want to try to find that wasabi in there.
Said it was in the palate or the finish?
It says, yeah, it's in the finish, in the background.
Maybe it's like an umami flavor.
Wasabi, no, wasabi's like a mustard flavor. Like, I love wasabi, but
I mean, yeah, there's just the alcohol burn in the end, and I think you could pair that with some of the spiciness and call that wasabi.
Yeah, I just had sushi last night with wasabi. Yeah, I could see it, I guess.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't one of the notes we noticed at first.
Yeah. But I definitely could see like, yeah, there's like a mustardy flavor in there. There's like a savory like heat to the ending of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Fucking love whiskey. Fucking love whiskey.
Fucking love whiskey. We're being intimate here. We're just like, talking to you.
Fucking love whiskey.
You know.
We have we have three more whiskeys today. Oh boy.
There's so little in these ones. It feels.
It is, yeah.
It's just you're just starting to enjoy it, and then it's gone. It's like, oh.
It is just enough to share with one other person, though. Like it's like we couldn't have a guest doing this, unfortunately, but you know, so it's a good time to do it.
We'll hold the next set in reserve for the next time we.
You have a guest, though. The ghost of whiskey past.
Well, they're not much of a talker.
Well, he says a lot with his eyes. Eye sockets. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. You guys hear my floor creaking? Is that really noticeable?
We can hear it. Yeah, it's not super noticeable, but we
I
can
gotta do
definitely hear it.
something. Gotta put something down on the floor here. I just got the standing desk because my back's been bad, and so if you see me cringing every once in a while, it's
All right.
cringing.
I'm gonna finish this because we got to move on, but
Yeah,
I
go
don't
ahead.
want to. I don't want to finish it.
You know what's good for cringing backs? Whiskey. I fucking love whiskey.
Thank you, Dr. Ian. Dr. Ian Carroll making.
I think that's the only time the tech has ever said that, which kind of surprises me. That Pat has never come in and just like turned off all our mics and gone, "Fucking whiskey more than you guys." You know, I'm surprised. That's never happened before.
Might be listening. Don't give him ideas. Number 5.
All right, what do we got here? Nikka, whiskey from the barrel with box. Nikka whiskey from the barrel continues to be one of the most popular Japanese whiskeys, especially in Europe. This bottle was produced using matured malt and grain whiskey, with the grain originating from the Miyagikyo.
How dare you say that to me?
Miyagikyo. I think that's right. I did take 2 years of Japanese in college, but that was a long time ago. Distillery and the malt from Yoichi. The Nikka grain and malts are mixed and then matured in a first fill bourbon cask, creating a rich harmony between distinctly different whiskeys. Bottled at 51.4% ABV, this whiskey is characterized by solidity, depth, and a rich aroma. I'm excited. And it is blended. Yeah, it's blended. All right. It's interesting. I feel like we get a lot more blended whiskeys from Japan. Oh boy, that's nice.
Oh,
That's kind of smoky. This is like almost like this. I mean, I feel like my palate is kind of it has kind of like focused me on this kind of area, you know what I mean? Because it's like these are all so subtle and light and specific, but like it's like I would say this is more towards an Isla or in that direction. It's not quite that far, but there is a bit of that smokiness in there.
Yep. But there's almost like a stew.
Yeah, there's definitely some savory stuff going on in there. Yeah. There is like a vegetable stew kind of, but like really just lightly cooked like green vegetables, like although maybe like carrots and a bit of like beef broth. Oh wow, yeah. Ooh boy, oh boy.
Little Chef Boyardee, is that what you said? Yeah.
No, like a higher quality than that. Like this is like fresh vegetables and meat brought to like a chef and made in a like fresh stew where stuff is like cooked to the point where it's like the vegetables are still like it's still kind of like crisp,
Okay, I'm gonna have to. I don't know. I kind of like the nose. I don't want to go in.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I feel exactly what you're saying. That's a nice nose.
Something roastive. Specific, but not specific-y. Yeah. Oh, not specific. Boo.
I say yay. I say no boo. I say yay.
I mean, I meant boo in a very, supportive way, in a very positive way.
All right, I'm gonna taste this. Man, it has to happen. Mm. Oh man, that finish! It is all about the finish on this.
It's like honey.
Oh my God.
Honey glazed pastry, or just.
I feel like honey glazed nuts because there's definitely like a smoky roasted quality in that.
Yes.
Like to me, like it was just like it was very smoky on the finish. It was like just like a campfirey sort of. That's when it became like very much like an Isla sort of thing. Like there was like a definitely that smokiness was in there.
This is the fifth whiskey,
man.
and every single one has surprised us.
Yeah, this is my favorite whiskey.
This is my favorite. This is crazy.
Wow. I'm really excited to do this again. Like,
Yeah.
we've been talking about like having more Japanese whiskeys on the show, and this is pretty awesome.
Do it. This is a really good survey. Because trying to get the bottles themselves, they're really hard to get. And
Yeah, you got to like take a trip. You gotta take a
like
trip.
the first one was $700. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I've got a couple of whiskeys that expensive, but I can't do that regularly.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the price though. If you're someone who can afford that stuff. Oh boy. Wow.
Yummy.
It is like these are smaller portions, but I definitely feel like I'm a little more. This is more than we normally drink at this point in the show.
You think?
I feel like that's the case. I'm definitely looking at those last two whiskeys, going like, I'm good. I'm good. I think I was feeling a little under the weather this week, so I haven't had a drink in a while. So
this is crazy. This is my favorite.
Really good. Yeah, for sure.
So little left. It's like one little sip.
Yeah. Fucking love whiskey.
Oh fuck! I understand. What are you folks drinking at home?
Yeah, what are people having at home?
What's the home game being played here? Oh, my back. It's crazy. Don't like it. Don't hurt your back ever. It sucks.
It's kind of inevitable that most people will hurt their back at some point. Unless they're just tiny.
I got a home game.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm about to try 4, right? Okay, yeah. Call Ela Sovereign 7-year-old, aged in a sherry finished butt.
Nice.
I did say butt.
Like a sherry butt.
Yeah. Ooh, wow! This one's amazing.
Yeah, that is a good bottle. That's one of those ones that I think we tasted as a society, and we all bought a bottle instantly, and someone's got free.
It's like butterscotch. If butterscotch had evolved a billion years.
Sentient butterscotch.
Yes, this is. It has taught me the knowledge of the butterscotch Shakespeare.
Would it be sentient at that point though, or would it have back evolved again?
Oh yeah.
I just want to stay in this nose forever, but we do have to eventually move on to this final, the final Japanese whiskey that we have.
You know what? We have to have Danny and Tammy on the show every year, so they send us a whiskey calendar. I think that's how.
I think they would anyway. But I think we should have them on the show every year anyway. I'll have them on the show whenever. I love them.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, I tried to take another sip, but it's all gone. So.
Oh my, yeah, dude, that was just like a air.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna put that over there so I can put my nose in it. Even when I'm done with whatever else I have, I'm gonna stick my nose in there.
Fucking love whiskey. This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Now I can only just imagine this last one's still gonna blow our socks off, even though it is rice whiskey. Focus. Essence of Suntory 2020. 56%.
One of the two bottles that make up the essence of Suntory Volume 4, Sakura and Rice release. This brilliant, groundbreaking expression is Suntory's first ever rice whiskey. It was produced at the widely acclaimed Osumi Sake Brewery, generally used for sake and shochu production. In stark contrast to many producers, they have not simply labeled shochu as whiskey. Instead, they have created a real, true rice whiskey expression by using rice as the main ingredient, which was then saccharified, sugared, or what does that mean? That's like a process. It's like saccharified, saccharified.
Sacrificed.
No, it's not sacrificed. it's like saccharin, like sugar, but like saccharified. I don't know what that word is. I want to know what that word means. It was saccharified with malt and fermented before being distilled. The unique process created a clean. Well, we'll read that after we taste it.
Yeah, the tasting notes. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
rice whiskey. So this like whiskey can be made from any grain. So this is the stuff. Have you had rice whiskey before?
I mean, I've had a lot of rice wine or sake. You know,
so sake? I think it's sake, right?
Sake? Yeah. What did I say? Sake? I'm Canadian.
You said sake.
Sake, it's fine.
Sake.
In Canada, it's sake. So it's fine. Sake.
In Canada, it's sorry, which you should be sorry. You should be sorry.
Ow, my back. Fuck. Okay. I'm just expecting it to be light from the rice wine that I've had, from the sake that I've had. It's been a light flavor, and so I'm expecting a rice whiskey to be a lighter flavored whiskey. But I'm ready to be surprised.
You know, the first time I had sake, it always reminded me of my grandfather's. He used to make cherry wine, and it always reminded me of that same sort of flavor, like that. I don't know. It's just interesting. It's that kind of just a nostalgic thing. Anyway.
Oh.
Wow, that doesn't smell any, like, to me. Oh my God,
I get like acetone.
Yeah, there's definitely like, this has like a paint stripping sort of quality to it in a good way. Oh yeah, like art supplies. Oh great, we have someone define what saccharification is.
Oh yeah, art supplies, like the brushes and the wood and the bristles. And
saccharification is when the starches of the grain are converted to simple sugars, which make it easier to be fermented. That makes sense. It is a process used in sake making, I think, as well as in a few other fermented rice products such as Yamazakura.
Mara Arinko may have known that off the top of their head because they're a good cooker.
What?
Because they know how to cook, and they know that thing.
They're a good cooker?
You're a good cooker.
Well, I think the first sentence is just from the internet, and the second sentence is
their
comment, yeah, because it says I think in there. So
right, that's what made me think they may have known it off the top of their head.
I've not had amazake, and I've not had, what was the other thing that they mentioned here? Shochu. I've not had that either.
I've not had that.
Yeah, so I wonder what the difference is. Like what, now I'm interested in the process that whereby one makes sake and whereby one makes, rice whiskey. Like, what is the differentiation between those two? Do you
new leather shoes?
Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, this does remind me of like one of those whiskeys where you mentioned stuff, Band-Aids, like a medicine cabinet, like a hospital, all that stuff, but in a good way. It's that sort of a.
Oh.
Yeah, this doesn't smell like sake at all to me.
No.
It smells just fully like a whiskey.
Hey, Marja Arinko just subscribed. Thanks for the subscribe.
Ooh. Wow. Both light and hot at the same time. This is like drinking a lightsaber.
That's awesome.
Please elaborate.
I mean, I feel like that explains all of it. It's like I just took a sip of coherent light. Like I just sipped a laser.
And when it got to the back of your mouth, that's when it turned on and then just went down.
To me, it went directly down my esophagus.
Oh, that way.
In a perfect, yeah. Yeah. Oh boy, these have all been so good.
Oh my gosh. This is interesting. I still don't know. Like, this is not my favorite one. I don't know if I saw this, rice whiskey in the store. I don't know that I would have. I still don't know if I pick it up. It's interesting. I'm glad I'm tasting it, but the other five are in my favorite whiskey category. This is.
I would agree with you. I like it. And this is like the high, like we went up in alcohol content. This is the final, like the highest. I think it's like 56%.
56, yeah.
Is that it? Shall I read what they say about their tasting notes? The unique process has created a clean, slightly spicy whiskey that brings light notes of peaches, fruity essence, hints of ginger, and a Moorish juiciness. It's a soft and gentle expression that has a lot to be explored and highlights the possibilities of using rice to create quality expressions of Japanese whiskey. I do feel like I think I would love to I would like to try some more rice whiskeys. I think that'd be really interesting. You know what I think would be really cool? I'm just gonna throw this out there. Like if like a Japanese and a Scottish distillery got together and like you took the rice and you distilled it in Scotland and like like with like Isla peat, or you did like brought the peat there, just like some sort of combination. I think that would be just really interesting to try. Like if some Scottish distilleries tried some different grains or something like that. I just think that'd be kind of cool.
Hold on, back that train up. Did you just say Moorish juiciness?
That's what he said. Yeah.
That's what I'm reading from the advertising copy on the website. Yeah.
Okay,
I think, and it's spelled Moorish in the sense of like, I think it's spelled in the sense of like not from the moorlands, but from more. As it, I think it's like a I don't know, like a millennial for a word, like it's Morish. That's what it says here from their advertising copy. Like it's not more, but it's Moorish.
What are we can I get some Moorish fries?
One. Hey, yeah. So we just did a flight of Japanese whiskeys from an advent calendar. There it is. We picked 6 of them. So we'll have another show drinking more of them.
Moorish of them.
From the description.
This
Moorish.
is the essence of Suntory Volume 4 rice whiskey. That's what we're drinking.
It's unusual. But you know what I'd really like to do to take us home? Oh, you're not done yet.
I'm not. I really like this.
I
do. I really like it.
It's just missing something for me.
I don't know. To me, it's got like all that stuff about the peaches and the fruity. It does. This is a bit more like a bourbon, I think, and that's sometimes what happens with Japanese whiskeys. This is more of like a sort of a little bit sweeter, a little bit.
Yeah, and with the rice as the base grain, I do find it sweet, and that's
I almost might science this actually. This is pretty high alcohol content, and I've got a little bit left. I think I'm going to science it and just see what goes on.
While you do that, I need to talk about what Decky One is drinking: a beer cocktail, got a Bud Light mixed with a Busch mixed with Dos Equis. Why?
That's a series of choices you've made.
How's that tasting?
There's some series of life choices going on there. It's like, didn't you have a full one of any one of those beers, or did you just have a big glass and needed to fill it? Like, there's a lot of questions that leads to.
It does feel like you're at a party that ended, and you're just like,
oh, that's half full, and that's half full.
If it pleases your palate, then that's great.
Yeah, well, they say it's very tasty. That's awesome.
Hey, I mean, you don't know. Maybe it's really good.
A bit more. Putting a little science in this.
A little science in, yeah.
Yeah, I don't dislike it. I think there's a sour note in there though. Definitely like a bit of a sour note. But yeah, I think it's an interesting change. I mean, if I had more of it, I would definitely try it. I would say give it a try. I don't think it ruins it. Right. It does some interesting stuff.
We just did not have enough of it to really do it justice with science. Well, generally on I Fucking Love Whiskey. Oh, Ian's gone on through all 4 of his. What we do is we drink 4 whiskeys and then we're done. But today we had 6 little samplers, and just to bring us back to Scotland, the place that we know and love. I pulled this one out. Freshly Baked Multiverse. It's a 7-year-old. I believe it's a what is it? Tomatin? Wait a minute. Where'd my window go? I'll find my window. Hang on.
I just want to say that I just rewatched Doctor Strange, so for me, this this whiskey makes perfect sense.
I just want to say that I fucking love whiskey.
Very nice. Tomintoul. Yes, this is a Tomintoul 7-year-old SMWS 89.13.
Where's Tomintoul?
It's in the Scotland area.
Yeah, but okay. All right. Do I need to look it up?
Hang on. I believe it's Highlands. Oof.
Tomatin, Torberg.
Yes, it's definitely Highlands. Is it Spey?
Oh no, yeah, it's Speyside. It's Speyside.
Is it Spey? Okay.
Yeah, Speyside.
So it's just in the north end of the Cairngorms there. But the name Freshly Baked Multiverse and 64.3%. Like I just had to get this.
Yeah, I watched like when I watched Lost, it was when I was working out. Like I was in really good shape at the time, and I think it was like 2010 around then. Yeah, it's a long time ago. Anyway, I'm responding to people in chat. All right, so here we go. This is Multiverse. What's it called again?
It's called a Freshly Baked Multiverse. So this is just a multiverse that has been just freshly created.
I'm excited.
All
right.
Here we go. Tomintoul.
Candy shop.
Off
the top.
Color.
Look at that. Oh, wow. It is so interesting going from like the Japanese whiskeys, which are these very light, specific like notes to like that sort of like, a Scottish single cask, which is like a rich, deep, like it's over here. Just different, Still delicious.
There's
really, yeah.
It's a good nose. It's not the best note as we had today, but it's a good nose.
Yeah, I do feel like, it's almost like a little hard to get access to this now.
Right?
After those light specific notes, like this just seems like heavy to me. You know what I mean?
Kind of science will help it.
Yeah, like if we had been on a flight of scotches, like this would stand out. But now it's like I'm right here and I'm filled with my Scottish flavors. I don't know what that was. Please forgive me.
So I'm playing a home game. I need to share this whiskey that I got from the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. Or I should say my roommate, whose name is also Ian, got this whiskey from the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. It's called Herbivore's Temptation.
Nice.
Normally, this stuff tastes a lot like I'm drinking meat. But today, after drinking these, it tastes like burnt peanut butter.
Interesting. Something we always practice on this show is, you've got to warm up before you go to a whiskey. And so if you come into something that's like 60, 59% and not have anything at 40% first, you're just not going to access it in the same way. So please warm up responsibly.
Yeah, it is interesting. And this is something, that this show very much exemplifies, like today's show, which is what you drink before makes a difference. Like you can come at a whiskey from a different. All right, I'm gonna taste it. Look at Andrew's face. I gotta taste this. I think this is his favorite whiskey, and it might be mine.
Holy fuck, this is my favorite whiskey. What?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. That does so many things, and I like all of the things it does. Like, this isn't just a candy store. This is a Toys R Us inside of a candy store underneath a Willy Wonka factory.
And they're all on fire.
They're all on fire. They are, with magical flames that don't burn you. Wow. That's phenomenal. Like the nose, I think because of where we were coming from, was a bit hard to access, but the whoa, that's got some flavors in it.
That is big. That is something that has been marinated in something sweet and then roasted, and it's caramelized, and it's yumpa dumpa is all I got. I'm making up words.
I agree. Yumpa dumpa. No, it's a real word. The chat can look it up. Yumpa dumpa. Yumpa dumpa dumpa dee doo. I've got another whiskey for you.
Uh-huh.
What do you get when you get a bunch of
Whiskey.
I was going to say barley.
Oh, a lot of water and yeast with you. You put it in a tub and you stir it around and heat it up to 64 degrees or more.
How do you think that will taste? All right. We've lost it. Anyway, this is my favorite whiskey.
This is my favorite whiskey. No question. Wow.
I love
Brooke
that
Lassie, did you get
Becky
one of
was
these?
drinking a blended beer.
I know.
It's like,
I have
blended beer. That's where it's at. You know,
I've never in my life even thought of doing that. Like I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it. I don't think I've seen anyone talk about doing it. I think you have created something.
I might try it now. I think it's a brilliant idea. There should be bars where they give you like a flight of beers and you like mix them yourself. Like that makes perfect sense to me. Genius. You got to patent that. Oh, wow. Boy, oh boy. It's very strong. Where are we at as far as percentage here?
64.3. So it's up there. It is up there. It's a
like the Japanese whiskeys were like, beep, ba-doop, 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 and then you're like, bam.
And the crazy thing is, this is a first fill ex-bourbon hogshead. I would have said this was maybe a sherry or a wine cask with the amount of like just richness in there and the berry.
Yeah, it is like biting into the richest dessert you can imagine. That's amazing.
Yeah, with that alcohol content, you could fuel your flamethrower with it.
Yeah, it's like you bite into a muffin and there's berries in it, but those berries are alive and sentient beings, and they're like popping out of the muffin going like, we're gonna beat up your taste buds. Like it's like, yeah, that is it is like having just watched Doctor Strange when he gets shot into like, you know, the Ancient One sends him off to see what the world is really like, and there's an all trippy journey he takes. That's what this whiskey is. Wow. Oh, man. That's a good one. It's a really good one.
Let's see what the SMWS says about this.
Oh yes, let's hear their tasting notes. Definitely berries, like berries for sure.
Let's hope they have something in here about that. Spiced vanilla cake, swirly toasty oat, coconut dusted snowballs, cinnamon pastries, and maple pecan Danish. I get that.
Yeah.
Then comes gingerbread, vanilla icing, and a scattering of dark fruit soaking in Armagnac. They did water. I haven't done water yet. Water brings out Battenberg cake, bananas flambéed with rum, toasted oak, cocoa nibs, and chalky old schoolroom cupboards full of jotters. The mouth is superb.
I love it when they mention British desserts and cookies.
Brooke Lassie actually went and got a whole bunch of British candies just so that we could hopefully get the references when we read these things.
Makes sense.
Hey, Deku1 just followed us. Thanks for the follow, Deku1.
Thank you, Deku1. The mouth is superbly mellow and honeyed. Yeah, lots of dried cranberries, creme anglaise, butterscotch, poached pears, impressions of well-aged bourbon with reduction. Did they reduce this? Did they put it in a frying pan?
Reduction means that makes the flavor stronger, right? When you make a sauce, you reduce it and then the flavor accumulates. And
did they actually do that? Did they make a reduction from this?
But it tastes like it. It tastes like a reduction. That's kind of what distilling is. It is a reduction, right?
That is true. Okay,
yeah, that's science. It's definitely true.
There's more gooey, delicious vanilla.
It is true.
Vanilla ice cream milkshake and tonka bean ice cream. Belgian waffles with melting butter and icing sugar and orange caramel sauce and stewed sultanas.
All right, I have another like analogy for what this drinking this whiskey is. I feel like at the North Pole, this is kind of dark and weird, but it also is connected to the RPG we did when we did War on Christmas. So I'm gonna say that like when Santa Claus, like when an elf has transgressed and they need to be like punished or maybe put to death, they take a fire hose and they put it in that elf's mouth and they just shoot the elf full of like Christmas desserts. Like that's what this is. It's like a fire hose of like Christmas desserts going into your mouth. That's what it is. Like, but it's like, yeah, I'm gonna die, but I don't mind.
My favorite whiskey.
Favorite whiskey. Weinberg cake is a light sponge cake surrounded by marzipan. Looks like a checker. Oh yeah, Great British Bake Off. Yeah. I mean, there's some almond in there for sure. Like definitely like an almond liqueur, perhaps.
It's kind of not the first note I'd get.
Yeah.
Like I'd go more towards the coconut note they had in there.
Yeah.
But the
yeah,
taste is just, it blows me away.
it does. Like the nosing it is like taking a bite of one of those coconut cookies, like those that are what are they called? Like the yeah.
Oh, you know what? We do the show every week, and I'm always amazed at how much I fucking love whiskey. How much this thing that we love so much can surprise us. And today was no exception. It's
a pretty good day.
Oh, you know what a good day is? It's any day you can drink whiskey. It's a good day.
I do not disagree with you, Andrew. You know what's clear to me?
What's that, Joseph?
That you fucking love whiskey.
Well, I hate to say this because usually you're very guarded and keep things tight to your chest. You play your cards pretty close to this, but I think I've noticed a pattern in your behavior over the last 60 or so shows. In that, I think I've deduced, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, and if I'm overstepping my bound, if I'm revealing something on the internet that you don't want revealed, I apologize. But I think you fucking love whiskey too.
I do.
Good.
Wow, what a great show. We tasted some awesome whiskeys today. These were awesome.
It really is. I can't wait until we can figure out some way to do this live with an audience that gets to taste along with us, because I think part of this is sharing it with other people and just having their experience, and that's the part of it I love. Wow. I think we've come to the end of this. Ian, we have a question for you. Do you like whiskey?
Oh, me? No, I don't like whiskey. And I'm insulted that you would dare even ask me that question. Because I fucking love whiskey.
Well, where's my cheat sheet of people to thank? I'm just going to do it blind. Hey, Outpost 13, thank you for hosting us. If you are not yet a subscriber to Outpost 13, and you could have gotten some free ones in the chat today, please subscribe. If you're subscribe for one channel for free, and please make it Outpost 13. Please help us out here. There are so many great shows. Tim has an RPG tonight, a single-person RPG. The Improvised Generation is coming back next week. It's starting in April. I'm very excited about that. We have Friend Fiction going on. There's movie nights. There's I'm missing a show. What show am I missing? Oh, Trek Table tomorrow, making room for biopic people in the Trek world, which is phenomenal. And again, I learned more about Trek every time I listen to it. Subscribe, watch this channel. You come here. There's Thank you. Your voice.
I'm gonna also just mention Blackbird's RPG. Please check that out. I'm working on it right now. And
That is awesome.
If you like dark fantasy.
Yeah, and follow it, and because I think there's going to be a Kickstarter soon, and get in the Kickstarter, you get some really cool stuff when the first game edition comes out. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm very excited about that. Got anything else to say here? Just thank you, Aaron Harvey, for the graphics. Thank you, Thad, usually for being our tech. Thank you, Ian, today for being our tech.
Thank you, Cameron and Danny, for the whiskey that we had today. Yes, thank you so much. This was awesome. Yeah.
What, man? Oh. Yes. Okay, yeah, we gotta figure out when we're doing the show in the fall. That's how. Ghost of Whiskey Past, anything?
I was just reading some tarot cards, and that's how Ghost of Whiskey Past communicates to me.
Okay.
And Ghost of Whiskey Past fucking loves whiskey.
Oh, interesting. But nothing to plug, nothing, no shows upcoming for the Ghost?
Well, he's working on some things, but he doesn't want to talk about it just yet, but he's very excited about it.
Good. Let us know when that drops. We'll need to hear that. You know what, everybody? Have yourself a safe and wonderful night. Thank you for tuning in for this last hour of nonsense. We really appreciate you. And
We fucking love whiskey.
fucking love whiskey.
We fucking love whiskey.
Mr. Anderson, why?